In preparation for this hearing, the committee requested from DOT the total amount of IIJA funding distributed to date. DOT's response was not comprehensive in its accounting of distributed IIJA dollars, and in fact, differed from previous estimates provided to the committee by DOT. Do you agree, just a simple yes or no, that in order to effectively monitor funds, you should be able to accurately pull an accounting of what funds have been allocated and where they've been sent?
Oh, absolutely, and I can assure you that we do. We take great care to make sure that we can track these dollars, but we also know how complex it can be to be able to answer what seems like a simple question when you're tracking this many projects.
And so how can the department be trusted to administer hundreds of billions of dollars when it can't, at this time, provide clear and concise information to the committee of jurisdiction?
Well, take a case where formula dollars go out to a state, and the state has met the requirement to be able to have those dollars passed to that state. Now, traditionally, we wouldn't follow those dollars past whether they were federally compliant, but the reality is for those dollars to turn into dirt moving, bridges getting built, or whatever the project is, we would want to know that. Now, the only way to officially require that information would be to impose a mandate on the state, which we don't want to do. We don't have the authorization to do, but we need to follow the funds so it's not a fire and forget sort of thing.
All right.
And so that's what we're working to try to make sure we create the visibility on, not just to make it available to the committee, but to make it available to the public, as you'll see increasingly available through the online tools we've created for project tracking.
And so, given the concerns that DOT was unable to provide a comprehensive accounting of IIJA funds, is there any way that you can commit to a particular time frame to provide this committee a full account of IIJA funds that have been announced, obligated, and outlaid to date?
We will always provide accurate information about the use of the dollars that have been entrusted to this department, and where we're trying to follow them through the hands of a non-federal agency that they've gotten into. We'll do our best to try to understand that too. What I can't commit to is data that does not belong to us, but we're trying to make sure without creating onerous reporting requirements that we can still follow it, because of course we're interested too in how those projects are proceeding, even if they've already satisfied the fundamental federal requirements.
And so who would be in a position best? Would it be your office or would it be Congress to require some sort of reporting from the states in order to get the information to you that this committee requires to do its job?
We think that we definitely hit the states with a lot of reporting requirements, so I'm not here to propose that Congress add even more. But over time, if we find that there are visibility issues or problems, we would certainly engage both the states and potentially this committee on how to make sure that we address them without creating undue burden.
Good afternoon, friends. With just days left to reach a deal, many top agencies are preparing for the worst-case scenario. Parts of the federal government will be affected by a shutdown, and many of these agencies are relied on by millions of low-income households. But there is a new proposal that could be passed right in time. I will be covering everything that you need to know, so please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My friends, if you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Also, make sure that you do stay tuned, because I'll be announcing the winners of yesterday's giveaway with an October 1st deadline to fund the government looming, and no deal in Congress in sight. The prospect of a government shutdown has many Americans worried. A shutdown occurs when Congress fails to approve new spending for federal agencies, which are generally barred from spending money without congressional authorization. But there are some exceptions. Each office makes its own determination about which employees are needed to stay on the job, meaning the impact on federal operations can vary widely. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is scrambling to find a way forward with his fractious Republican caucus, with a vocal hard-right faction opposed to a short-term deal that would extend government funding even with spending cuts. Since no annual spending bills have passed, a government shutdown would touch nearly every corner of the vast federal government, excluding programs that have permanent funding. Many federal employees would be required to keep working without pay. Hundreds of thousands more would be furloughed and sent home, with their paychecks delayed until there is a resolution. Members of the military and federal law enforcement would continue going to work, but may not be paid until Congress approves government funding. There are roughly 804,000 civilian employees at the Pentagon, and pay for more than 166,000 is financed outside of annual appropriations. Non-essential government programs may also be paused because of money that Democrats approved through their landmark healthcare, tax, and climate legislation last year. Normal operations at the IRS would continue, and the agency's 83,000 workers would be saved from furlough. Taxpayers are still required to pay taxes during a shutdown. The tax agency's circumstances under a possible government shutdown this year would differ greatly from years past. In 2018, at least 26,000 furloughed IRS workers were called back to work without pay to get ready for tax season, though 14,000 of those recalled employees did not return, with thousands seeking permission under their union contract to be absent because of financial hardship. Social Security checks will continue to be sent out, even in the event of a shutdown. So seniors and others on Social Security do not need to worry about missing payments. But other Social Security agency services, like benefit verification, could be severely affected, and new applicants could be temporarily turned away. Social Security is funded by permanent appropriations, meaning it does not need funding renewed every year. Medicare and Medicaid are also permanent programs, so benefits would continue uninterrupted. House GOP leaders are pushing a new proposal that would prevent a government shutdown later this month. But opposition in the Senate and even in the Republican conference threatens chances of a passage. Under the new GOP proposal, that deadline would be extended through the end of October. That means a shutdown would still be possible on November 1st, but lawmakers would have another month to work out a deal on government funding for fiscal 2024 or another continuing resolution. The bill would trim discretionary spending by roughly 8% while shielding funds for defense, the Department of Veterans Affairs, and disaster relief. Conservatives have criticized the budget caps that are set in the debt ceiling deal brokered by Kevin McCarthy and President Biden, saying keeping funding at fiscal 2023 levels does not go far enough in tackling the nation's debt. A number of House Republicans have also scoffed at the idea of a clean continuing resolution that would keep government funding at levels last hashed out when Democrats held control of both chambers. So, dear friends, do you think that a government shutdown will occur? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my amazing and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you very, very much for being part of this community. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Lily Jordan and Rita Brady. Congratulations, my dearest friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message, or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.